days at the stick. From who's got it better than us to brick by brick. It's always the 49ers way, from off-season to game day. Yeah, we talk back. It's the 49ers Cutback.
It's 49ers Cutback Podcast time. Welcome to the show, the news update show. I'd like to start by first sending out prayers to the family and to, of course, Damar Hamlin suffered a gruesome-looking injury against the Cincinnati Bengals on Monday night. I'd like to send prayers to him and his family for a speedy and full recovery. Hopefully you are back at it here pretty soon. But in 49ers news, and there's a lot of 49ers news to get into, and that's what we're going to get into now. The San Francisco 49ers have started giving up injury updates on their players. Starts with starting left guard Aaron Banks, who is going to be out versus Arizona, dealing with a MCL sprain and an ankle sprain. Now, Kyle Shanahan, when asked about it, didn't think it was as bad as they first thought. That is good news. Of course, Banks during the game was spotted on the sidelines with his helmet in hand, and that was good news as well. Normally, if you're going to be officially out for the game, you're in street clothes. You're not on the sidelines, or if you are, you're not having your helmet in hand. So good news for Aaron Banks. They said they're going to reevaluate him the next week, which could potentially make him available for the wild card game against whoever that may be, because we just don't know where the 49ers are going to sit. They could be anywhere from the first seed all the way to the third seed. So that's going to be something to monitor this week as they play the Arizona Cardinals. So Banks will not be there for Arizona. But one guy who may is Dre Greenlaw. Dre Greenlaw had an interesting hit that he took from Fred Warner, a little bit of friendly fire that ends up tweaking Dre Greenlaw's back. Now, they did some preliminary tests, and they believe Dre Greenlaw's not going to miss any time, but there's going to be more testing this week before they make a full determination on Dre Greenlaw's availability against Arizona. So Dre Greenlaw not come entirely out of the woods yet, but it does appear the 49ers and Greenlaw dodged a bullet, and he's going to be able to play against the Arizona Cardinals. So good news on that front from the 49ers, because they cannot be without Dre Greenlaw, one of the better linebackers in the league, if not one of the best linebackers in the league, and him and Fred Warner together are one spectacular tandem. Another guy coming back is Deebo Samuel. Of course, he practiced last week, and now Kyle Shanahan is having Deebo practice again this week. And when asked about it, Kyle Shanahan said, I know they definitely could help us win. He's talking about him and Elijah Mitchell. That's for sure. They're 100% and completely healthy and going, and they look great in practice. I'd like to talk to both of them about it too, see where they are and how confident they are. Definitely talk to the doctors, but usually once they let them come out to practice, it's pretty good. We've just got to see how they're moving and how they feel through it all. So he's talking a little bit about Deebo Samuel. It looks like Deebo is going to be playing against Arizona Cardinals. Good news for the 49ers that he's physically at the level at which he needs to be to play in a game. That bodes well for his availability for the playoffs. I'm sure they would have Deebo Samuel on one heck of a pitch count to make sure they're only getting him back in the swing of things, getting him used to being within this offense again. Kyle Shanahan and Brock Purdy kind of working out a chemistry of what it looks like now you add a huge piece like Deebo Samuel back to the offense. But like Kyle said, he's not the only piece that they're adding back to the offense, because Elijah Mitchell is going to be practicing this week, according to Kyle Shanahan, and could play against Arizona. I think there is a likelihood that he would. Last week, there was a real opportunity for Elijah Mitchell to come back and play against the Raiders, but he got the flu. So the 49ers went ahead and sent him home, said, you just get better, and we'll go ahead and address this next week. So it looks like Elijah Mitchell and Deebo Samuel are going to be available for Arizona. Of course, nothing official yet, but that is a good trend for the 49ers as they look to get even healthier on offense, an offense that has scored 30-plus points in 4 out of the last 5 games. Pretty spectacular that what this offense is doing, and it just keeps getting better and better. One of those offensive weapons that's been a big part of it, Christian McCaffrey, had almost 200 yards from scrimmage, between rushing at 121, receiving at 72. It was a great performance for Christian McCaffrey, but he didn't come out unscathed. On Monday, When he met with the doctors, they found that he had a mild ankle sprain, so he is listed as day to day. It doesn't appear that any of the game time is going to be affected from Christian McCaffrey, but would not be surprised to see them somewhat limit his touches against the Arizona Cardinals and try to rely on Elijah Mitchell, Jordan Mason, and others to carry the load of the run game. I'm sure McCaffrey will still be involved because the 49ers are going for that number 1 seed, which could mean a huge pivotal bye week for them in the wild card round. So McCaffrey's availability not entirely known, but it seems like it's trending in the right direction that he will be available and ready to play. The 49ers released Akeem Spence, defensive tackle. He's been up and down from the practice squad to the main roster. Of course, he's been on the 49ers 53-man roster recently, and the release seems to be associated with freeing up a roster spot for Elijah Mitchell. So that is why the belief is that Elijah Mitchell will be back and playing against Arizona, because they freed up a spot by going ahead and releasing Akeem Spence. So Spence is not transitioning from the 53 to what? Could he be on the practice squad? Well, the belief is that he will be on the practice squad because the 49ers also released their third quarterback, Jacob Eason. Of course, he could actually be the fourth quarterback with Jimmy Garoppolo still on the roster, but Eason is no longer on the practice squad, potentially opening a spot for Akeem Spence to land back on that practice squad so the 49ers can continue to use him and have him available to bolster that defensive line. The 49ers making a few roster moves ahead of the Arizona game to get themselves kind of set, and they're just kind of continuing the preparation process for the playoffs. So 49ers news update done. 49ers have made a lot of moves recently, and they've got some guys getting ready to come back. Exciting times for the San Francisco 49ers. Will they be the 1 seed? Will they be 2 or 3? Let me know what you thought of this news update. Let me know if you think they're going to be the first, second, or third seed. Like the video, subscribe if you haven't already. I really appreciate everyone that's been subscribing recently. We are definitely on an upward trend here at the 49ers Cutback, and it couldn't be done without you. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to stay safe. Remember, the right way is always the 49ers way.